This week's guests are the co-hosts of Suncoast View. I'm Rob. This is the Sarasota SpeaX Pre-Show, tailored by Tweeds. What's up, everyone? I'm Rob. This is the pre-show tailored by Tweeds. When you are looking to level up your style game, come on down to any of our Tweeds locations, including down here in downtown Sarasota and all across the state of Florida and beyond. There should be a QR code on the screen. Feel free to click on that for some additional information. This week's guests are Stephanie Roberts and Joey Panek, co-hosts of Sarasota View. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, thanks.
Absolutely. First question, can you share with the viewers what is the best part of your job as co-hosts?
I would say getting to really find out everything that's going on around town. You know, we spend our days doing research and our mornings getting to talk to people live. So I feel like we got a pretty good handle on what's going on.
Yeah, it's true. Having that be our job description is to know what's happening in our community and to then come in and share what we both have read or researched or learned or heard about or ran into somebody, and then comparing notes and then, coming up with the content.
Awesome. So on that note, is there a hidden gem or something that you wish that more people in Sarasota knew about who maybe haven't heard of it?
Ooh, hidden gems.
I feel like this isn't a cop-out answer, but I feel like there's a ton of hidden gems. And sometimes it almost gets to a level of frustration only because people are like, oh, I had no idea that was here, this was here. And I guess I would be the same way. We all get tunnel vision, but we're really lucky, and this isn't like a beauty pageant answer, but we're really lucky to live in a community that does have so many locally owned businesses and great entrepreneurs and artists and, all of the great local community stuff that make it so great to live here. So I do feel like we're lousy with hidden gems, lousy in a good way.
Okay.
And I'd say, if I had to name one, Bayfront Park. You know how many people have not walked through Bayfront Park? Yeah. And I get why, right? There's like orange barricades in the way all the time because it's a work in progress. But and it's all right, it's also hot. But once you get out there, wait till January then. Once you get out there, you're like, where am I? I am 6 blocks off a major artery in a city. You know, it's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't know about Bayfront Park, so I will put that on my radar.
I know.
All right, on a more personal note, are there any types of stories that you each enjoy covering more than others, or anything that stands out that you'd like to share with us?
Well, Joey's going to answer the art, so I'll let him do that in a minute. For me, I suppose it's family, parent kind of stuff. You know, I've raised 5 kids, so to me, anything that families are dealing with, going through positive, negative, all the above, that's a job in itself, raising a family. So it's certainly fun to hear about people's experiences and how they're doing it and what they do here and what they love and all that. So I probably gravitate toward those.
Yeah. And she's right. Mine is probably the arts because that's my background and what I love, and we have so much of it here. And over the years, all of our media has lost arts coverage. So I'm happy that our show still has a strong presence of our local artists. And I think it's also like the people, when we have somebody on a show who maybe like they own a store or a restaurant or a business, and then we find out they have this incredible past life before they came here. Like they were on Broadway or they were a pro sports athlete or all these incredible stories because a lot of people just end up living here. So I like when we uncover those like, their alias. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, that is going to do it for this week's pre-show. Remember, when you're looking to level up your style game, come on down to any of our Tweeds locations. Check us out, tweedsuitshop.com. Visit us on Instagram at tweedsuitshop. And stay tuned for a quick sneak peek of this week's upcoming episode with Stephanie and Joey.
So Brad said that he doesn't wear pajamas, but he will be wearing pajamas soon at the Jammies and Justice event for Team Court.
Oh, that's a good one. We love Team Court. We've had them on.
Yeah, they're great. We've had them on too. We're gonna swap guests a lot. We're gonna watch the Suncoast View. We're gonna pull some of those people in.
We have always said if anybody wants to know what's happening in the area, that's what you do. Keep up on our social media. We post all our segments, even if you don't sit there and watch them all. Scroll through, look at all the titles, know what's happening in town.
That's all anybody has time for these days.
I get it, though. I get it. I mean, we're trying to be a resource.
Have you guys taken the tour at Teen Court?
I have not taken the tour.
It's pretty cool. It's eye-opening. So we took the guests up on the opportunity to go over. Felipe and I did.
Yeah,
and we
cool.
did the tour, and when we watched the mock trial, and it is really cool. It's a very worthwhile.
Yeah, that's good
I didn't
to know.
have to do the tour because I had done the tour as a teen. So
you did it. Oh,
yeah.
Part of Teen
I
Court.
had to go through that process.
It's been around for a while.
I was surprised. Trey actually enjoyed it. Trey doesn't enjoy it very much. You know what I mean? So
Nice.
I couldn't believe it. But it was super interesting. But this is a bit of a self-serving question. But where do you find all your guests? How do you source them? You know, how do you keep that stream of interesting people coming on from the Suncoast?
We read
everywhere. Yeah, we read.
We're
everything.
old-fashioned. We read everything.
We social media for the purposes of finding guests, and just if it's a weekend and or before bed and you're just scrolling through and we're like, oh, that might be good. Let me email that.
Yeah, I never stop looking. It's
Yeah.
kind of a problem. That's the one downside of the job is you're never not working. You're always thinking, who could come on? Will they be good on the show? Should we do this?
It's the
it
upside
never leaves
too, though.
my brain.
It's the
I agree.
upside too.
It's
I
one of the
agree.
differences. I know the folks that were journalists before, like Stephanie, the news folks that came onto our show. The big difference that I've heard from all of them is you didn't go to bed when you were in news. You didn't go worry the night before. Oh, what stories am I going to cover? Or what's the
Right.
weather? What's the weather forecast going to be like tomorrow that I have to do? And in our show, it is like, no, it's all pre-planning. So you have to get it. But also when we go out, and I'm glad you're in Sarasota now. When we go out and about in Publix, I get stopped. Hey, I know somebody that might be great on the show or whatever. And I don't say no to anybody when they say hello. Like, we'll consider everybody.
Sure.
At the end of every show, you should ask your guest who you should have on next.
Okay, I did that on social media for the first couple of years, and I realized everyone just chooses themselves. Yeah.
Well,
It's too self-serving.
so we do it at the end. Well, I'm going to tease it for you now so you guys can think. You guys have a laundry list of guests, but we ask every guest, who would you recommend to have on the podcast? So we're cheating a little bit by giving you the heads up, but you guys have such a Rolodex of guests. I want you to really pick the very best
I
ones.
think we forgot last episode when me and Trey were running it.
Oh, see? I don't
Forgot
show
the
up
last
for
two.
one episode.
No, all
Or-
episodes are
I like sitting over here. I don't like sitting over there. You know, I'd rather be the color commentary here.
What would you say to somebody that is looking to get into broadcast journalism? Because we've talked a lot about the goods and the bads, but you guys have both had a pretty good experience for a little while. 30 years is quite a long time to be in broadcast journalism. What would you say to somebody looking to get into it?
I think you just have to be curious and hungry, you know? Like, our show's good because we pay attention to what's going on around us and in the community, and even we read social media and we read, you know, everything from, you know, the New York Times to New York Post to, you know, garbage. You know, we read everything, like funny, not funny.
Sure.
We have we joke that our feeds are curated very differently. He comes up with some stories. I'm like, where do you get this?
Isn't that funny on social media? Like my feed, I'm like, this is probably what everyone's looking at.
No.
Have you seen that? And they're like, no, what are you talking about? I'm like, I see it 20 times a day. Why don't you see it?
Well, exactly. So, I mean, you know, we know that we curate different lists and things, but
Sure.
for anybody, you can't just walk in and look at it the 7 hours a day you're sitting at your desk or whatever, you know? I mean, we've run into that with some younger producers and people throughout the years. Like, do you read? You know? No. And they look like I have 7 heads. And we're like,
I
reels?
watch it on TikTok.
Yeah, well, and you know, you get some stuff from TikTok.
Sure.
We get content from TikTok. We get content from Reels.
I'm
But
not
it's
on
not the
TikTok.
only place we get it. I don't do TikTok either.
I will be though, as soon as it's an American company here soon.
Okay, there you go. All right, that's a good
We're
theory.
trying to get.
You know what?
Are we getting capital P right now?
I think I might take you. I might join you with that.
That's more of a business issue than it is a capital P issue.
I think our data is just more safe here soon.
No, I think
Not that our
everybody
data
can
is-
understand that.
For me, it was a time suck issue. I don't need something else to suck time away from my life or my brain. But I'll be honest, now that my kids are out, I have a little more time. I'm starting to, you know,
My
starting to think about having a life.
My cousin
Maybe I'll go
here-
to TikTok instead.